Chamamos agora para a manifestação o primeiro-ministro de Papua Nova Guiné, James Marape.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. His Excellency, the Governor General of, Secretary General of the United Nations, President Lula, and all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the government and people of Papua New Guinea, firstly and foremost, I want to thank President Lula, government of Brazil, and the people of Brazil for what a wonderful hospitality and a good meeting so far. Thank you very much for your hospitality. Good to be here in the city of Belém. Papua New Guinea has a good relationship with the city of Belém. It was here that our experts were trained through the Terra Amazon program to monitor deforestation and degradation skills that has helped us to build our own forest monitoring system, now the blueprint of our sustainable forest management. Brazil is not new to the conversation on environment and climate change. It was Rio de Janeiro in 1992 that birthed this contemporary conversation on environment and climate change sensitivities. Mr. President, I come here with one message: save our one livable planet by honoring our commitments for Papua New Guinea. Climate adaptation and mitigation is not a choice, it is a matter of survival. We call on all nations to act now, act responsibly, and honor our combined pledges. We all, human beings, have no second planet or no second chance if we destroy this one planet. For Papua New Guinea, we come here to join Brazil and all forest and ocean nations to offer solutions to the fight against climate change and save this planet. Whilst most of us forest and ocean nations have minimum carbon footprints, we are bigger climate victims. We are here also to offer solutions. Papua New Guinea joins the family of nations to offer solutions in the climate change fight. Solutions to fight climate change lies in forest and nature. That is why Papua New Guinea over 10 years ago championed Articles 5 and 6 of the Paris Agreement. Forests and oceans offer nature-based solutions and technologies to replenish Mother Earth, Mr. President. As a forest nation, just like Brazil is, Papua New Guinea safeguards 35 million hectares of pristine rainforest. These are lungs of the earth, and with many of our forest nations globally, in the Amazon basins, in the Congo basins, and us in Southeast Asia, we offer our forest for the sustainability of planet Earth. Our forest has been our livelihood, but this is also our contribution, our legacy to the world as we face this climate change diversity. We are implementing locally our nature, forest, and climate country package to help manage our forests better, introduce nature-based solutions, and mobilize innovative financings for all our communities that hold these forests. This initiative represents how local actions can drive global impact through example of the Mutirao spirit of collective actions that Brazil is known for. We are also advancing our National Earth Trees platform, aiming to issue very high quality jurisdictional REDD+ credits by year 2026. This could unlock potentially over $1 billion in carbon finance and reduce over 82 million tons of CO2, real variable results from a small nations like Papua New Guinea that holds a substantial forest. This morning I was inspired by the Director General of World Trade Organization, Dr. Iwala, who said correctly that the rainforests of the world produce atmospheric river that waters the planet Earth. Saving the forest saves the earth, and I join the Honduras President and others before me, including Brazilian President, who advocated for saving the forest as a solution to fighting climate change. With forests comes saving the oceans. In the forests and oceans, we have huge biodiversity, or biodiversity rather. Papua New Guinea is a mega hotspot for biodiversity. In our 462,340 square kilometers of land, or over 3 million square kilometers of ocean, we house over 7% of world's biodiversity. Very soon, we'll be depositing to the United Nations our ratification to preserve 30% of our ocean space from illegal fishing, from fishing and commercial use and exploitations. Our forests and our oceans have 7% of world's biodiversity. Sustainable use of our oceans and forests will save this planet. Nothing more, nothing less. We have come back to a full cycle here in Brazil since 1992 conversation on Rio de Janeiro. Brazil, you are as the biggest forest nation on earth. We count on you for your leadership to drive conversation to ensure Article 5.2 and Article 6.2 is truly honored. Papua New Guinea rallies behind offering this simple nature-based solution. When we save our forests and when we save our oceans, they could help assist in the manner in which our planet is kept. We have talked about energy transition. Not too many nations have shut down fossil fuel. And I offer today in COP30, as we all work towards energy transition, why don't we save a tree? Why don't we save our oceans? Why don't we keep our biodiversity intact? Whilst technology compels us to go and look for solutions elsewhere, Papua New Guinea today point us back to nature-based solutions. Nature-based solutions that can help save the earth. The earth that we inherited from our ancestors in its natural pristine form is the earth that we must pass on to our children who will inherit the earth from us. This earth that has forests, this earth that has oceans, this earth that has biodiversity in its natural form will save us from the climate change adversity. In its conversation at COP30, Papua New Guinea stands behind Brazil and offers to the world a possibility of nature-based solution as a way to go in as far as fighting climate change conversation is concerned. I want to pause and thank all leaders who've been talking about keeping our earth together. I recall my meeting with His Majesty King Charles not too while ago. He mentioned about nature-based solution and saving forests and biodiversity and oceans of the earth. I thank him. I want to thank Chinese President Xi Jinping and the Chinese government. They have reforested. They have the leading nation now in as far as reforestation is concerned. Over 96 million hectares of land have been reforested by the Chinese government. I thank the United Nations Secretary General who continues to advocate for nature-based solutions and forestry and indigenous people and justice that must be rendered to them in as far as indigenous communities' keeping of forestry is concerned. And I thank everyone else who advocate for nature-based solutions. Papua New Guinea is an ocean nation. Papua New Guinea is a forest nation. Our oceans and our forests combined can be solutions in as far as fighting climate change is concerned. And I thank also other stakeholders, private sectors who have assisted us. For instance, the Green Climate Change Fund that has assisted Papua New Guinea in forest resource conservation. I want to thank also ICRAF, or Coalition of Rainforest Nations. These are private sector people who have joined us in an effort to save our forestry. And I want to thank nations like France and Australia who've come in and helped conserve our forestry. Mr. President, as we talk about climate change, I want to say climate change conversation is totally redundant without nature-based solution. Without nature-based solution. Technology is redundant without saving our forests, without saving our trees, without saving our ocean. Papua New Guinea, in our constitution, as we were birthed in 1975, the father of our country, Sir Michael Thomas Marape, talked about preserving our trees and sustainable development. It is this sustainable development that I am pointing to today. While science and statistics compels us to a planet that is warming, why don't we turn back in simple things like saving our trees, preserving our biodiversity, saving our oceans. In nature, we can truly keep our earth in balance. And I put this to the forum of esteemed leaders here. Talk globally, go back home and act locally, and nature-based solution holds the key to preserving this earth. We inherited a livable planet from our ancestors. We must all work together to pass on a livable planet to our descendants. This planet is worth saving and fighting. You can look 96 billion light years into the extremity of the observable universe. You can never find one planet that is like our Earth. And so it is worth fighting for. It is worth defending. It is worth living a sustainable lifestyle. That is why Papua New Guinea will offer our support to Australia, and the biggest ocean nation, to host COP31, so that we bridge the conversation between forestry and ocean. And when we conserve our forestry and ocean resource together, we keep our earth in balance and truly we can save the earth for our future generation. Thank you very much for listening. God bless those who work to save planet Earth.